everyone, Sabrina here from Scrappy Tales Crafts, and today I'll be showing you the last 5 cards that I created with the Pink and Mean July 2019 card kit. So for card 6, I'm going to create this mask out of some scrap paper I had in my stash, and I'm going to tape it to the back of this panel here, which I created with 110-pound white Neenah cardstock that was cut down to 4 by 5¼ inches. I did lay my mask over the bottom third of this panel here, and then I'm going to add some distress ink above my mask to create a sky for this card here. I am going over the entire sky here with my Salty Ocean distress ink. You can see it's quite splotchy. I don't know if Neenah is the best cardstock to use for ink blending, but once I add more ink to the cardstock and saturate it, I think it helps to blend easier. So now I'm going over the edges with my Faded Jeans distress ink, and I wanted to create a very dark night sky. So I am using a Tim Holtz ink blending tool because that does lay down more ink than my brushes would, and I thought that it would just be a little bit easier to use the Tim Holtz tool. And I'm even going to add a little bit of black soot, and I shouldn't say a little bit because I think I was slightly heavy-handed with this. But I do go over the black soot with my Faded Jeans again, and then I go over the whole thing with my Salty Ocean distress ink, and I think that helps to brighten the panel up a little more. And I do like to go over each color twice. I find that with the Neenah cardstock that usually works to get a nice blend. So now I'm removing my mask. You can see my beautiful snowbank that I created. You could use a stitched hillside die if you wanted for that mask, but I just used my scissors. And now I wanted some texture in my sky, so I took my spray bottle and added a few water splatters. And now I'm going to use my heat tool and heat set the sky, make sure it's totally dry because I knew I was going to do some embossing over it. And now I'm going to take a Lawn Fawn stamp set I had in my stash. I will link it below because I love this stamp set, especially for the snow stamp that comes in it. So I'm going to take a large acrylic block here and my Versamark ink to ink the stamp up, but first I'm going to add my anti-static to the panel. This anti-static tool I made with a sock and cornstarch. And it works. I wasn't convinced that it would, but it works. You could also use baking powder or baking soda. So I'm inking up the stamp with my Versamark ink. You can see that it did not go across my panel all the way, so I do ink up a little portion of that and stamp it to the right. Yes, I was right. And then it didn't go all the way down either, so I'm going to ink up the bottom portion of that stamp and just turn my stamp backwards and add that to the bottom of my sky there. And then I'm adding some puffy white Hero Arts embossing powder. Obviously, once you heat set this, it becomes really puffy and three-dimensional. I love this powder. If I can find it, I will try to link it. Here I'm trying to show you how dimensional it is, and I'm telling you, it's more dimensional than white powder. It's really cool. So now I'm going to lay out my scene here. I'm going to use that adorable little mouse with the snail. And then this time I colored the mailbox red to make it festive, and I colored the snail's shell green. So going for traditional here. So I wanted to stamp out my sentiment. The sentiment is from that same Lawn Fawn stamp set, and I wanted to do some two-tone stamping here. So I stamped Let It with some Onyx Black ink and then Snow with a navy blue ink. And then I felt, here I didn't emboss it fully, so I'm taking my heat tool and heat setting it again. I felt that I needed to add the dog. The dog was my favorite stamp from the set, so he gets to join in with the gang. And now I'm taking a few of the envelopes that I cut from the envelope border stamp that came in the stamp set. I did color them in some Christmas colors, and I thought they would be cute to just lay in the snow as if they fell from the mailbox. And now I'm just adding some foam tape behind my cute little animals, and I will pop them up. And now I'm just going to attach my envelopes here with my art glitter glue. I do go over the envelopes with my black marker just to make sure it looks more clean because I'm not the best fussy cutter in the world. And then here I'm just deciding which card base I wanted to use. And I kind of like the gray. The gray went with the mouse and the dog. So I'm going to attach this panel with some ATG tape. I am adding a lot since I did do some heat embossing on it. And then I'll just attach it to my gray card base, and that will complete card number 1. This is one of my favorites. I love Christmas cards in general, so I'm glad I could figure out a Christmas card with this kit. Okay, for card 7, I'm going to create a frame using my stitched square dies that I had in my stash out of the silver shimmer paper that came in the kit. I'm also going to die cut this banner out of some of the pattern paper that came in the kit, and also this smaller banner out of some white cardstock. I don't end up using that large orange banner, but I will use it for another card. So I cut out my frame here, and now I'm going to attach some acetate behind it with my art glitter glue. I'll just trim off the excess here, and I'm going to create another shaker card. This card is fairly simple because I didn't use any of the stamped images. I just stuck with the pattern paper that came in the kit. So I am going to add an orange square. I just cut that freehand. I don't think I used a die for that. And I just wanted that to be behind my shaker. So now I'm taking my 3M foam tape. I'm going to double it up so that my sequins have a lot of room to move. And I'm going to take the rest of my sequins from this pack, just dump them all in there. I wasn't going to be stingy. If you've watched my past videos, you know that I'm very stingy with my shaker cards. But I end up just keeping the sequins in my stash and never using them anyway, so I don't know why I'm stingy. So I went ahead and just dumped the whole bag in. And now I'm going to attach this cut apart with my art glitter glue directly on top of the acetate. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I think I choose sending smiles. Oh no, sending a little note. I'm going to stamp that out with my VersaFine Onyx black ink and stamp it onto this white banner. The orange and white banner that you see here, I did die cut from a Heartfelt Creations banner die set. I will have it linked in case you're interested. I use this die set a lot. I think it's one of my new favorites. So now I'm just going to attach some more foam tape to the bottom of the banner and then some art glitter glue to the top. And I just wanted the banner to be flush with the shaker frame. And I had a few sequins that I guess fell out of the shaker portion, so I decided to just glue those to the outside of my shaker window. And then here I thought about using the paper clips, but there was nowhere to put them, so I just quickly put those back. And that will complete card number 7 once I add that to my 110-pound white Neenah card base here. I am attaching it with my ATG tape. And now that will complete card number 7. So this one's super cute, and it was really quick to put together. Here's a close-up of card 7. Super cute. For card 8, I hadn't yet used the small envelope die that came in the kit, so I decided to use it for this card. I went ahead and die cut the envelope from some pattern paper that came in the 6x6 paper pad. I am using my art glitter glue to attach it together. I'm also going to add the little heart that came with the envelope die and add that to my front flap. You don't have to do this. I end up taking it off because I wanted my envelope to be open, so I do glue down my front flap directly onto my panel. So you don't have to add that. And I had these little envelopes that I fussy cut and colored out earlier. I'm going to go around each one of those with my black marker just to clean up my lines here. And I thought that it would be cute to add these envelopes inside the large die cut envelope. So envelopes within envelopes kind of thing. And I also thought it would be cute to stamp out my sentiment. Since I had 5 envelopes, I decided to stamp out sending smiles, thinking of you. And I could stamp each individual word into each of my envelopes. I thought that was cute. And I'm sorry for the bad lighting here. There was a thunderstorm going on at this point in the video. You can see I'm trying to adjust the lighting here, but it's not very successful. Luckily, Florida thunderstorms leave as fast as they come. But if you've been a subscriber for a while, this has happened in a few of my videos. Unfortunately, you can't control the weather, but luckily this doesn't last very long. So I'm just going to finish off my sentiment stamping here. I'm going to stamp out the U onto this turquoise envelope. And I did color these envelopes with the color scheme of the 6x6 paper pad. I was very inspired by this kit's color palette. And since I didn't stamp most of the words perfectly, I do go over them with my Copic liner here. And here you can see them all lined up. Really cute. And I'm going to attach each of these envelopes onto a 110-pound white Neenah strip that is slightly wider than my envelopes. I'm going to glue each one slightly, leaving a slight gap between each one. And that is because I want to add score lines between each of these envelopes here and create an accordion fold. So I'm going to take my Martha Stewart scoring board, and between each of those envelopes I'm going to add a score line. And then I'm going to fold the first one backwards, then forwards, then backwards, then forwards to create this accordion fold. And then I just trimmed off the excess on the bottom turquoise envelope. And then I'm going to add some art glitter glue to the bottom of that turquoise envelope and attach that directly onto my die cut envelope. And if I were to do this again, I'd probably use 80-pound white cardstock for this strip because it is very dimensional with the 110-pound. What I'm doing now is to basically keep the envelope accordion fold closed. I'm going to use the twine to tie that down, and it worked, but I will say I struggled with that for 5 minutes, so I did take that out for you guys. I didn't think you wanted to see that, even at 5 times the speed. So I went ahead and laid out my card here, and I'm going to attach my little dog to the side of my envelope. I had to. And I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape behind him since the envelope is quite dimensional. I did also add a strip of washi tape to the back of the twine because I knew people would be untying this and I wanted that to be secure. And it was at this point I did want that envelope flap to be glued down, so I will add some art glitter glue behind that. And then I'm going to attach these outline hearts that I created with the outline stamp and some of the pattern papers that came in the kit. I will pop up one of those hearts onto my banner there. And then I'm going to attach this strip of pattern paper. I love this pattern paper. It's so cute. To the side of this turquoise polka dot embossed paper. And then I guess I'm going to attach the banner with some art glitter glue and ATG tape. Not sure why I did that, but I did. And then I'm going to flip over this panel and add some ATG tape to the back of that and attach it to my 110-pound white Neenah card base. And that will complete card number 8. And you can see the sun is shining now. So like I said, Florida storms are super quick. And here I'm just going to show you what it looks like when I untie the bow. It just pops right up into the accordion fold, and then you can read the sentiment, sending smiles, thinking of you. I think that's super cute and a adorable way of using the envelopes that come in the stamp set. I had some trouble coming up with ideas for that, and I think this card is really cute. So moving on to card 9. I went ahead and stamped and fussy cut these 2 girls from the stamp set. I thought they would be really cute together on one card, and I did include the coloring in part 1 if you want to check that out if you haven't yet already. I just thought for part 2, since you already saw me color them, I'll just do it off camera. I wanted to use that row of envelopes below their feet, but I thought they were a little too busy, so I'm going to use the rose gold washi tape that came in the kit instead. And once I laid this down on the turquoise embossed polka dot paper, it actually took on that embossing. And so the foiled washi tape kind of has that polka dot embossing on it, which I thought was cool. And I'm going to pop up these 2 girls with foam tape. And unfortunately, I lost the footage of how I created this banner. But all I did was I stamped the row of envelopes onto multiple sheets of the pattern paper that came in the kit. And then I fussy cut them and popped them up onto this banner that I created with the gray and white baker's twine that came in the kit. And then I also created 2 bows with that twine and just added that to either end of the banner. So I'm sorry I lost the footage for that, but I think it's pretty easy to look at and figure out what I did here. And now I'm going to work on the sentiment for this card. I thought since the little girl had the pencil in her hand and the other one had an envelope, they obviously looked like pen pals, so I kind of went with the title of this kit. And I thought it would be cute to use the sentiment "Right Back Soon." And I am going to stamp it onto a die-cut Daris heart. I did stamp it with my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And I'm just going to attach that in the center between both of the girls with some foam tape. I thought that helped to break all that turquoise space in between them. And I really like the heart. Okay, so I'm going to attach my turquoise panel onto my 110-pound white Neenah card base. Just going to use my ATG tape behind that and attach it. And that will complete card number 9. Oh wait, nope, I decided to use the rose gold heart stickers that came in the kit. I kind of forgot about them and I just realized I had them, so I just added those on. I did not use the Daris glitter glue for these cards, mainly because I forgot about it. So here's a close-up. For card 10, I did some die cutting off camera. I wanted to use that small envelope die again, so I'm going to cut it out of some orange polka dot paper, and then I'm also going to cut a few hearts from the turquoise polka dot paper, and then this die cut square from the rainbow mirrored cardstock that came in the kit. I'm going to attach my envelope with some art glitter glue again, and I will attach that onto the rainbow square, but first I'm going to see what this card layout is going to look like. I did cut down a piece of pattern paper to 4 by 5¼ inches. And I wanted to use this orange banner that has been sitting on my desk for the entire duration of the 10 cards that I was creating, and I just couldn't find a home for it, but luckily this last card, I thought it looked pretty good. So I will use that. Now I'm going to stamp out my sentiment, "Not junk mail, right back soon," onto this cut apart that looks like a sheet of notebook paper with a plaid border around it. I thought that would be cute to add inside my envelope. And then since I decided to use that orange banner, I'm going to stamp another sentiment onto that. I think I chose "Sending Smiles." And this is my very first Pink and Mean card kit. And so far, I'm really impressed. I feel like you definitely get your money's worth out of it. They pack in a lot of stuff. I have a lot of leftovers, which I'll show you at the end of this video. And I have been a customer of Pink and Mean's for years now, and I've been eyeballing their kits for a very long time. So this pen pal one just sold me. I loved that little stamp with the mouse and the snail in the mailbox. So cute. And I will say that part of their portions of their sales goes to the Muscular Dystrophy Association, which I think is really cool that they do that. So now I'm going to add some twine onto this envelope just to add some interest. And then I'm going to add a small bow to the side of my envelope here. And I did get a successful bow on my first try, so I was pretty happy about that. I attached my bow with the art glitter glue. And then I will add some double-sided tape behind this envelope. I didn't want that twine to move, so I went with a double-sided tape. And apparently also the art glitter glue. And then I'll just attach that onto the rainbow square. And then I just stuck my notebook cut apart on the inside of my envelope. I left it loose. I thought it would be cute for people to take out of the envelope and read it. I also attached a small white Daris heart off to the side of that rainbow square. I also added a polka dot heart, and then I'm adding some of the rose gold stickers on the inside of those, Once I found those stickers, I wanted to add them to every card. But once I found them, I definitely used them. So I'm going to pop up my sentiment with some foam tape. And then I'm going to flip the whole panel over, add some ATG tape, and attach that onto my 110-pound Neenah card base. This is a top folding A2 card base. So this card was pretty simple. I just used the pattern papers that came in the kit. I think it turned out nice. I like it. So now I'm going to show you all 5 cards that I created in today's video. Let me know which card was your favorite. And if you haven't yet already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when my next videos will post. And also hit that like button. It does help me move up on YouTube and have me be seen on other people's feed. So go ahead and also do that. And now I'm going to show you my leftovers here. So in this bag is a bunch of leftover die cuts I had, and then my scrap pieces of paper. I had a bunch of the specialty cardstock left. I had my 4 envelopes, the Daris glitter glue, which I hadn't even used because I forgot about it, but I do have all of that. I have 2 paper clips, a lot of the twine left, obviously pretty much the entire roll of the rose gold washi tape, about half the paper pad, and then the die, a lot of the stickers, and the stamp set. So I had a lot of leftovers. I could easily create 10 more cards here, and I really enjoyed working with this kit. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!